As far as the torment of the grave, Rami said if a person is fulfilling the fard, doing a bunch of minor sins, and he said such as cursing. As a matter of fact, cursing is one of the major sins which require a punishment in the grave and in the hereafter, and it can turn the person to being bankrupt. I mean, have no good deeds. His hasanat will vanish because of cursing. If you're talking about backbiting, if you're talking about slandering, there is even the worst type of cursing, which is قذف المحصنات المؤمنات الغافلات, accusing falsely somebody with an illicit relation, or his parents, or his children. That is even known as a sin that requires a punishment in the Sharia called Haddul Qadh, 80 lashes, similar to one we have in drinking as well. So what we're trying to say is, if the person fulfilled the fara'id, as in the hadith, which is collected by Imam al-Bukhari, when a Bedouin came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, tell me what Allah has ordained on me, as far as the prayers, 5 times a day. إِلَّا أَن تَطَوَّعْ. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. Unless if you want to offer extra nawafil, fasting, Ramadan. إِلَّا أَن تَطَوَّعْ. Likewise, zakah, hajj, only once. Unless if you want to do extra, which will count as nawafil. So this guy said, by the one who sent you with the truth, I shall not do anything extra nor less. Which means I would only maintain the, as you mentioned in your question. So the Prophet ﷺ said in one narration, أَفْلَحَ وَأَبِيهِ إِن صَدَقَ. In another narration he said, if any of you would like to see or look at one of the dwellers of heaven, he is one of them, if he were to fulfill or to stick to what he did. So maintaining the fara'id properly and on time without shortcomings will guarantee salvation and security on the Day of Judgment, inshaAllah, and also in the grave. But there are specific sins which may incur the punishment of the grave, such as not giving zakah, the mandatory alms. The Prophet ﷺ spoke a lot about that. Backbiting, slandering, giving a false testimony. So if the person fulfills what Allah has ordained and avoids the major sins and frequently repents from the minor sins, then he will be saved. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إن تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم وندخلكم مدخلا كريما. Surah An-Nisa. If you guys تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه, if you avoid the major sins which you are forbidden from doing, slander, backbiting, false testimony, drinking, gambling, committing adultery, if you avoid these major sins, نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم, we will expiate for you your minor sins. وَنُدْخِلْكُمْ مُدْخَلًا كَرِيمًا, and we will admit you into a noble entry, which is paradise. May Allah make us amongst the dwellers of paradise.